No.
Sprouts. Gross.
Sprouts are so good. Sprouts are like the Nickelback of food. So today we're going to be debating what the best part of a roast dinner is. We're going to go from God tier, which is obviously the best, to meh tier, which is like take it or leave it.
Roast dinner is probably one of the best meals in the world. Top tier, God tier meal, to be honest.
I think it's my favourite British meal.
A roast dinner is meat, vegetables and potatoes with salty brown sauce. I'm not the biggest fan of a roast dinner.
I love a roast dinner. I think it's a top British classic meal. I like a roast on a Wednesday. I know that sounds weird, but...
It's called Sunday roast.
I know.
I think I've had one roast dinner this year.
It's June.
That's all.
We're in June.
A roast at a pub does not count as a roast.
You're saying a lot of wild things right now. If you're not having a good pub roast, then you're not going to a good pub.
Okay, so we start with meh, which is like...
Crackling.
Yeah, agreed.
Because what is the point?
What is the point? I also don't think that a roast pork is the same as a roast dinner. Like, I don't get roast pork personally.
I think the first on the meh tier for me is probably a nut roast.
Absolutely, that is not going to be okay.
Nut roast, don't even get me started. It shouldn't even be on this list.
You might as well not have a roast dinner if you can have a nut roast, because it just probably doesn't quite compare.
Nut roast has got to go in.
No, that's
really?
representation to the non-meat eaters.
Nobody's like, can't wait to make a nut roast.
If you go vegan, I'm sorry, but you lose the privilege of a roast. Like,
Go
that's
have
it.
a roast.
I'm going to put it in capital letters, a big meh. The nut roast goes at the bottom, I'm afraid.
Okay, so what else do you hate?
I feel like leeks in cheese sauce is just a worse version of cauliflower cheese.
No, see, for me, that's a God tier.
I mean, leek is like a glorified onion. It's only the cheese that's sort of getting it through. Without the cheese, it's nothing.
And then leeks in cheese sauce.
It's an abomination. Get it off. Leeks in a cheese sauce and cauliflower cheese. This is the thing with these two.
You're not going to trick me to eat vegetables today.
I reckon leeks and cheese sauce is higher than this. You need to have that diversity on the plate. I still think it's way up there. Maybe we should come back to this.
Okay, what on the list do you think is meh tier then?
Sprouts, man.
Sprouts are so
Really?
good. Sprouts are like the Nickelback of food. Sprouts are nice, and it's just fashionable to say you hate sprouts. I'm sorry, but sprouts are very nice. Slice them up, put them into the sandwich the next day. I'm sorry.
A sandwich?
Right, meh tier, so we've got crackling, which to be honest shouldn't even be on this bloody list. Nut roast, no, sorry.
Ugh.
Get out of here. Stuffing, I do love stuffing, but it's not for a Sunday, a regular roast. Cauliflower cheese, disgusting. Brussels sprouts, vile. If I never ate some of these things again, my life would be fine.
Oh, totally.
Okay, so in meh tier, we've got parsnips, roast chicken, peas, swede, whatever you want to call it, and roast beef. I think we were a little bit reckless with this.
I can't stand parsnips, but I do feel a bit strange about the fact that we put two meats in the meh tier.
This is the future.
Yeah, I agree.
Meat is meh.
This hasn't actually been as hard as I thought. It's good. It's started off quite nicely.
Mid tier, I guess this is like, you're kind of happy to see it, but it's not like, oh, I love you.
Mid tier, we've got peas, swede, which you say is a mythical vegetable.
It doesn't exist. Honestly, comment right now if you've actually seen and had a swede.
Swede is like some people will love it and some people might not have even had it in a roast dinner.
I don't want to sound ignorant,
Oh, God.
but I have no idea what a swede is.
But I don't believe it. I think that
It's like white. I'm pretty sure it's that white one.
Yeah, our mid tier, we've put cauliflower cheese, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, leeks in cheese sauce, and carrots. I am heartbroken that leeks in cheese sauce is in the mid tier. I actually think it's God tier, but
I honestly think we should put all the vegetables into mid tier.
Okay, fine, but I still want to put some in the meh tier.
We've already filled up the there's too many mehs.
Oh, the roast chicken debate.
Chicken, you have it every day.
Chicken's too dull for a roast dinner, I think. You can have chicken whenever you want. All right, chicken, you are going in the mid-tier. Sorry, guys.
Right, let's get the top tier now. It means business. This is serious stuff.
Yeah, so here we've got to kind of get rid of the ones that we like, but not the ones that we are just absolutely head over heels in love with.
Top tier. So yeah, we've got roast beef.
Down the road of saying that roast beef could be in top tier.
Over leeks and cheese.
The leek and the cheese, they come together in one harmonious marriage.
Can't believe it.
I would even go as far as saying that that is often my favourite part of the roast dinner when I've had it with it.
Wow. You need to really think about what you just said. This is a nightmare. I've got paired with the worst person on earth.
Roast beef, I think we're going to get so much hate because I think that most people, when they think of a Sunday roast, the classic is a beef over chicken.
Look, just because it's classic doesn't mean it's right. It's time for change. I don't want to get political, but this is where I'm at.
We'll sacrifice the beef.
All right. Beef is
But I'm not
going
happy.
Roast pork. It's like you don't choose it every time, but it's nice when it's there.
No, it's not. Disgusting.
I won't fight against
I'll
it.
allow it in top, but I would...
Have you had a good roast pork? You obviously haven't had a good one. I'll make you one. I make a really good one.
Yeah, I'd say that pork is probably in top tier.
I'd say it's top tier as well.
I know this sounds crazy. You know when like pork tastes like really porky? Do you know what I mean? Where it's like you eat it and it's like I actually feel like I'm just cutting into a live pig right now that hasn't been cooked.
The meats are so essential. The meats are just... That's what you're there for. Do you know what? I'm going to throw it out there. I don't think roast potatoes are god tier. It's just a potato.
We've got Yorkshire pudding.
Also, the thing with the Yorkshire is like, I love a Yorkshire. I think they're incredible, but I can eat the meal without one.
It's like I'm currently living without £1 million, but it'd be nice if I got it.
Exactly. We're gonna get crucified for this though. I feel
when they can at me, my at is at Adoranachi. Come into my DMs. You let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, bring it on, huh?
Choices had to be made, and this is where I'm at.
Top tier, we have the sauces. So that's horseradish, mint sauce, applesauce, cranberry. And then there's roast lamb, nut roast, raised red cabbage, and roast pork.
We're not saying they're bad, we're saying they're good. They're just not like the best components, so I agree with that.
Ooh, but then by process of elimination, we've got God tier.
Wow.
So we're left with our top 5 God tier.
Roast potatoes are god tier. So we've got roast chicken and roast lamb.
I'm happy with those meats. I do think they're the best.
The sauces. Obviously, you can't even have a roast without gravy. So that's obviously god tier.
That's 100%.
The thing that holds it all together.
Yeah, the gravy.
Soup, some might say.
You've got the gravy, which is the god of all sauces, no matter what.
I put Marmite in the gravy.
Marmite?
Game changer.
I want a pint of gravy though, like.
So everything's smothered in it.
Exactly.
Absolutely smothered.
But I mean, I'm a condiment queen. Like, I have to have like a row of condiments for like everything.
At the end of the day, food is just a vehicle for sauce. So,
Watery gravy is like, it's dishwater.
We've got crackling, roast potatoes, stuffing, Yorkshire puddings, and gravy.
Roast potatoes is in my top 5 favourite food of my life. How can something be so good?
Then you have the option to put whatever meat you want. But we're saying god tier is like, regardless of the meat and the veg, you need these things.
we got roast lamb.
Roast lamb is great.
We've got
roast
our
lamb is
delicious leeks and cheese sauce.
Terrible.
We got some stuffing for that.
Lovely.
That delicious stodge. We have our Yorkshire.
Absolute staple.
And then we also have it all covered in gravy.
It does sound
So
really...
we have got literally no vegetables. Just a beige, stodgy, salty mess.
But that's what the roasting is about. It's about beige, it's about indulgence, it's about feeling like you want to explode after eating it.
Yorkshire puddings are the best.
The Yorkshire pudding is just a little carby pond of gravy.
It's a perfect vessel.
Do you pour your gravy into them like a little gravy boat on the plate?
Yeah, always.
Ah, good. Okay, great.
I can live with this list. I think, yeah, I'm very happy with this list. The God tier is me all over, to be honest.
Obviously, I'd put more in meh, but, if we have to split it
If
out...
it was up to you, everything would be in there.
I stand by that. Those are the essentials. Those are your famous roast dinner components.
I'm exhausted because I can't believe leeks and cheese is in there. It's just going to be really hard for me to live this down.
Ben, if you ever want to come round for some leeks and cheese sauce, then I'm ready for you.